Salutation. Hello there, meatbags. Today we join Candy mid-rant as she is just about to tell a very strange story from her time in Miami.
I'm never going to shut up. I'm not going to stop documenting the targeting. I know I'm a real targeted individual, and you're not going to try to convince anyone different. You can't convince God any different. He knows that I'm targeted, and you're not above God. You don't get to make rules for me. You don't own me. I do not have to listen to you. I do not have to do what you tell me to do. You would not obey someone if someone was calling you a disgusting sow and a pig. You wouldn't listen to them.
To be honest, our likelihood of listening depends on how helpful the underlying message is. For instance, say we were walking into a thresher and someone shouted,
"Hey, dipshit! Don't walk into that thing, it'll kill you."
We'd stop, look at the guy and say, "Hey, thanks, you saved our asses."
Candy, on the other hand, would just keep right on walking, probably, while she screamed back at him for hurting her feelings.
I mean, you wouldn't listen to them trying to tell you how to live your life. If you're trying to destroy me, but then trying to order me around and tell me what to do because you know I hate being bossed around, you know, and just like he tried to forcefully order me to go to the hospital in Miami, and I didn't want to go, and I ended up being forced to have to go anyway because they had the
Oh, Candy, that sound means we've hit a plot hole. In reality, yeah, here in the United States, except in the case of mental health intervention, nobody can actually make you go to the hospital. Refusing treatment is actually very, very common.
It looked like, I think it was beach security guard or something like that acted like he thought he had the power and authority of a police officer, and he acted effeminate, and
I have to say, and without hyperbole, she is one of the most hateful people I have ever seen. When someone angers her, she almost always starts with something racial or homophobic. Sometimes both, sometimes more, but always, always hateful.
You know, he acted effeminate and he acted very effeminate, and he was trying to tell me that I have to go to the hospital and this and that and get checked out. And then I really didn't want to go to the hospital. I think he was the one that called the ambulance, and then the fake paramedics falsely accused me of faking an illness just to get off the streets for the night.
Bullshit detected.
Oh yeah, she's not even looking at the camera. Seems like she knows she gives lies away with her facial expressions, and this is almost certainly a lie. After all, if everyone wanted you to go to the hospital so badly, why would any of them accuse you of making up symptoms?
And I'm like, y'all never saw me do that here, so why would I do that over there?
Fair question, Candy. Let me tell you why you had compelling reasons to do it there. First, if you did it at home, they'd get wise to you. Pretty quickly. You know, they'd know. You were scamming a roof and shitter. Second, you said Miami was the worst city on your so-called trip. You couldn't get money for a hotel, the people in the park weren't putting up with your crap, and you constantly complained about how much you needed more sleep. You see, the fact that you want us to believe you were somehow forced is another tell. On top of your facial tell right here, the one you just covered up.
They acted like they wanted to refuse to treat me or whatever, and I didn't want to go to the hospital. It was that time when I didn't know if it was a sinus infection. And of course, the fake doctor wanted to pin all kinds of fake mental health problems on me, and I really didn't get any medication or treatment or whatever. I think they did give me treatment or whatever, but they said there wasn't much they could do. I think he gave me antibiotics or Tylenol or something. I don't remember.
Placebo.
But then that beach security guard that acted like he thought he had the authority of a cop or thought he had the mentality of a police officer.
He wasn't a security guard, Candy. He was most likely a member of Miami Beach Ocean Rescue, more like a lifeguard combined with a firefighter whose job is to make the beach safe. That would also tend to explain his so-called insistence on you going to the hospital. If you were telling him the same symptoms you described in your videos, he probably took you seriously.
He forcefully ordered me to get an ambulance and go to the hospital, and he threatened me right off the bat. Didn't even give me a chance to ask, because people were saying, you could go sleep on the beach at night and this and that, whatever. And when I asked him, he, before I could even get the full question out, he's like, if you sleep on the, he said, if you sleep on the beach, you're going straight to jail, and no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And he's like, yeah, that's the North Beach, not our South Beaches. I'm like, well, I'm not from here. I didn't know.
You could have, though, right? You have a smartphone. You could have checked out the beaches online, but you didn't.
Yes, we know.
But yeah, like, I've been having a certain routine and a certain way to survive, and then the internet strangers think that they could come and swoop into my life after a few years and try to control, change, and rearrange, and try to force me to live this way and think that they own me and falsely claim we own you and we own your soul. And they're illegally swatting me and trying to destroy me and talking about that they hope I get put in a cell, that I get put away from society. And then they're trying to order me around and tell me what to do. That, you would have common sense if you do this way. Or you would, you need to do this way. Or you're stupid for not doing this way. And stuff like that,
Yes, we know. You're the woman who quite literally does almost everything incorrectly, can't stand to be corrected, and just wants people to agree with her. Oh, and throw her some money. That's important too. Doesn't matter how stupidly you intend to spend it, that's nobody's business but yours. People just need to donate and shut the fuck up so you can go back to your carefree grifting.